Let's just try. I mean, I won't get penalized, but it's fine. Yeah, this isn't it. There's clearly something odd about that last statement made by the witness. There's clearly something odd here, indeed. Your behavior, counsel. Oh, please, just don't mind me. It's a little easier if you lower your hand. I can lower my hand and show proof of my client's innocence, as long as it's quite quick. Alright, welcome back, guys. Right here. It's time to continue with Ray's attorney and what exactly happened with Mr. McGilden in the carriage that night. I wonder. I'm honestly starting to doubt if he's truly innocent. I don't know if I can say Gina's guilty, but honestly, who knows? So you're already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run? Yeah, I mean, what's the point of spending that jewelry to make a few bob, eh? That's a rum idea, isn't it? I suppose she means there's no point spending money to make money. That actually makes sense. Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief? Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants. Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. 4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cabman testified. And one little scapegrace riding for free. The red conch of a driver always goes for some grub before his last run, see? So that's when I slip into the carriage and get myself hidden under the seat. Nice and easy, right? But your hiding place is a storage compartment, full of equipment for the coach, no? Don't tell me she really didn't think about that. Yeah, it's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all that out and cram it in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much. Wait, so no one cares? Are you kidding? That can't be right. And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide under the seat, that's all I can tell you. We did reach the end of that line of inquiry. Continue. Okay.
Hold it!
A waste of time. Why is that? Well, most nights I'm on me own and God permit. At least some more time. I beg your pardon, did you say God permit? Oh yeah, well that's what me kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. Point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while. And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away. That's it, only that night. This cove was sat on me seat from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck. He made to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration. You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in a closed cabin. Yeah. Right, mister? To be sure, I was shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do you? So this Mr. Strad couldn't possibly be the culprit then. And so you couldn't see out into the cabin at all? Not a shot. Most days I push the cushion up with me head and look out the crack. And I can have a butcher's at I'm gonna fiddle. Thought you were a pit bucket, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. See, I can under ain't as plush as the other one, see? So most of the time, the passengers find themselves opposite. For some reason, that night, this Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. That's the only place to hide in medium carriages, so it's Hobson's choice. Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then? I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. Or anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick it out and under there. Nothing else for it. There's something missing.
Hold it!
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And you let out a scream, involuntary. That's right, and then I felt the cushion over me. I'd get lighter all of a sudden. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes. Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not? Oh, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment? Oh, she saw something. Yeah, I saw it. I pushed up the cushion and added quick butchers while I was at the chant, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up the boat, Watton had fallen on the floor on the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGoldrick's account, of course. Then that fella suddenly turned around and looked right at me. Sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking. Okay.
Hold it!
Interesting. And when Mr. McGoldrick discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place? I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat me down in the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason. Yeah. Look at a knife in its guts. He was still bleeding. And the carriage lurched a bit and he ended up falling onto me. How awful. What the heck? Both me hands got covered in blood and made me feel sick as a dog. Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGoldrick for a while, is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know me name and what I was up to and at. Then I heard something from up above. Someone screamed. Yes, Mr. First in the roof deck, one would presume. Well, I didn't want no one to see me face, so I didn't look up. And the Alice's were drawn up smartish, and this Irishman says to me, get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later. All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent. In one brief, shining moment, yes. It's clear that they are all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we would clinch the verdict we want. Yes, I think you're right. And I have this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. Okay. I'm trying to see, let's see, what's the terminology? It's loud bang. Interesting. I can't quite. Hold on. What was it? It's... I can't quite put my finger on it either. Hold on. What did she say about... What'd she say? Where is it? He was still bleeding. Is it because... Yeah, okay. Okay, open the door. Yeah. Oh no, there's blood in the seat. I was gonna say it's because there's no blood. Blood, isn't it? Something wrong? Oh, it's just, well, this blood stain is so obvious, that's all. And yet Van Zeek's made no mention of it. I suppose it does seem a little strange. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? This blood symptoms, obviously. What did she say?
Hold it!
Okay. It's the carrots that I have to present. Let's just try. I mean, we'll get penalized, but it's fine. Yeah, this isn't it. There's clearly something odd about that last statement made by the witness. There's clearly something odd here, indeed. Your behavior, counsel. Oh, please, does this not mind me? Yeah, it's completely easier if you would lower your hand. I can lower my hand until proof of my client's innocence, as long as it's quite quick. Okay. Not there. Goodness gracious, okay. Red carriage, there. No, okay. Consider implications. Implications, counsel? Nothing strikes me about it. Exactly. There's nothing striking about it. What does strike me is your prospects see for the inane, however. I need to clear my head and come up at this in a different angle. What am I missing? Wait a second. I said he was still bleeding, but it's internal. But it's not in her testimony, it's the only thing.
Hold it!
And see out to the cabin now. Not a shot. Most days, pushed the cushion up, moved me head and let the crack. Which is head and kind of fiddle. Walking on a butcher. Yeah.
Well, now.
Did you say something else now? Hold on. Okay. Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded? Oh, do apologize. Was there something the matter, Counsel? I'm just wondering if Mr. Strad's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps? You seem to be thinking something to yourself. I don't think that appeared last time. I wouldn't have missed it. Oh, no, it was nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad shut up in the dark. It was terrifying, so it was. I see, yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now. Come on. I don't know about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah. I suppose it does. Maybe. Mrs. Strad, did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps? Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman's snort. The jeebers, doesn't need to tell the whole world that me felt fools, you little scamp. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue. Yes. Should we make that last statement of hers? It's important, I think. My lord! I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Profoundly important? But all she said was that she heard nothing. Yes, which is the profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of the Eastern Mind Council. Nevertheless, Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please. What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Willow won't work on me. That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move. What's going on? All I could hear was snoring. What, do we have proof that she could have heard something? What, is it because that later on she says she hears a bang?
Hold it!
So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time, since the moment you hid yourself? Not exactly, no. Sorry. Well, there's no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butchers to see what was what. But then, when I saw the swell getting on, I got my head down so you didn't notice me. And Mr. McGill had sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah. What Adam and Eve, eh? What a bug. So then all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out there as soon as I heard him leave, see? But were they? Not likely. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listen to what I'm driving its pigs to market, snoring like an old dog he was. Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? Doesn't add up. Mr. Strad, what you just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. Ah! At odds? Are you sure, man? Why is everybody saying man? Absolutely. It seems my Lord Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So Van Zieks realized it too. council. I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence or some complicit party's name at the very least. Yes, my lord. I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGildet snoring. But think, Mianosuke, think. There's something else she should have heard. Him, the victim. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate on a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. Sound very clear, mean, but a following person. Who screamed? Wasn't he the one that screamed? I believe it was him. I could be wrong. I was wrong. Yeah, but see, phantoms are at work again. It's time in my Nipponese friend's ears. I concur, no sound is apparent to me at all. Oh. Allow me to introduce to you a sound that would be very real indeed, however. None of your death throes. Gah! He's right. That was loud. What? But London Council. What? Okay. Let me save. Hold on. I can't believe you have like one penalty point left. Let's see. I don't think showing any evidence works. Because one of these showed that a sound was there. I'm gonna try the victim and hope I don't get killed. I was fairly certain it was him. He's not the one that screamed.
Take that!
Whatever. Thrice fired, Mason. I knew it. I was thinking either the victim, but then I was like, Mr. Foss screamed, and I was like, okay, whatever. They got me. Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear is that the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. Nice. Order. Explain your reasoning, counsel. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus. Is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person aboard the omnibus was Mr. McGildet. That it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time? Did I not just say as much? I was traveling with... What? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own, for sure. And, from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you hear the door opening or closing at all? Yeah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, wasn't I? Waiting for the swell to leave. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? Huh? You know, the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did, or did not hear, is at odds with the facts. Huh? Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed. Or Van Ziek's? Yes, he knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrad's statement. It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. Oh, uh-oh. Is that right? How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus? That makes no sense whatsoever. And this girl is a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. Oh my goodness. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, not again. She didn't even say anything. I didn't want to judge the dear little knight just because she has some rather naughty ways. And I must say, I can't abide liars. And neither can I. Mr. Foreman! I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways. But I must say, I cannot abide liars. You just repeated exactly what she said. Come on. Oh no. Oh no, not again. Oh, it's not a huddle. That's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty. Okay, dude. How is it not empty yet? Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me. Yes, very refreshing. What are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Easter egg, madame? This is carnage, it's perfect. Juror number 2 is the only one left. Naruto, the way this is going. I know, if we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilda's innocence, the judge will rule, and we'll have lost. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen. But those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Wait, no.
Hold it!
Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light in this whole case. What do you say? Counsel? I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean? Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my adjudication. Explain yourself at once. Oh boy. When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thieve's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance at the cabin of the omnibus? The skylight! It can be, what should I call it? Open and closed, but from the top only, is from what I remember. Only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. And already, there's another interest. He was put there after he died. I think this is the one I'm going for, because there's another entrance place with the heat entered from another entrance. It's put there after he died. I think it's the right way to put it. Or I think that's... Obviously, the victim must have been placed in the carriage after he was killed. Okay, I picked the wrong. Tell me, my learned friend, what was the function of that obviously in your last sentence? Well said, Lord Manzeeks. But obviously, it's troubling me also. No. That's really not the point. The point is that the victim must have been moved into the carriage afterwards. And answer me this. How could a cadaver have been placed inside a moving carriage? Okay, I picked the wrong one. Well, obviously. Oh no. I forgot to pronounce it. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Alright. Already, there's another entrance. I don't like the wordings of these things. There's another entrance, or he was in there already. I'm going with there's another entrance. That's what it has to be. That's the way my mind's working. The door wasn't opened even once. The only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection!
I wondered what new fancy would come up within your blind panic. But behold, Omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other has only windows. Fixed windows which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
Objection!
But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes. Another way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin. Counsel? The defense will identify the location for the court. Used Omnibus in which the incident occurred. Learn if there's interest by which you propose the victim entered the cabin. This is meant to be the skylight, right? I'm guessing. I don't think that makes sense.
Take that!
Yes, good. The answer is obvious. It could only have been the skylight. I say, the skylight?
Objection!
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words, however.
Objection!
The skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
So you claim. Do you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brained theory? Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor. Yes, which has already been explained, as the sound of the victim falling from his seat, having been assaulted with the dagger. Yes, it has, but would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses describe? A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact. Good gracious! Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it.
Objection!
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Yes, that's true, but... Oh? Hi, the humble fella, make a wee comment here. Mr. McGilded? Oh, what does she have to say now, I wonder? To be sure now, the two fellows who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But, it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but... Aye. 'Tis a case of them being unable to say. What? I think perhaps the two fellows to be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. But you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Oh my goodness, surely not. Those Two chaps on the roof? You mean the ones who struck the knife and the man were... Oh! They were both in charge of it, but why? Why him? Just what exactly are you insinuating, you litherer? You rotter, he said. You rotter! What are you insinuating? There's a flaming outrage. I have a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. I'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said, and so will I. What is that spite? What are you doing? Mr. Fairplay. You're effectively accusing me as a city gentleman and well-respected banker. And a very angry hatter. Suggesting that someone like me could stab that man in the guts, it's a disgrace, it's scandalous, I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms. That's right, I protest too about you, you rotten scoundrel. Oh. But yeah, if they're not talking about it, then yeah, they must have done it. What I don't understand is why. Order, order, order. This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous. It's very hurtful, you know. My lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Lord Renzies. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. Accuse? I never intended to... It seems, young Nibonese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. Oh no. You proposed to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimidated their criminal guilt. And our British courts of law does what is termed a baseless accusation. Oh no. I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but it's not rash, it's the truth. You can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify. I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow. We have to see this matter through now, one way or the other. If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once. Just if... Ah, there we go. What's happening, Mr. Naruto? The spectators in the public gallery they're in complete frenzy. Oh jeez, Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. My lord? Look at that. You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord. Oh, they're guilty. Look at them. I ain't come here for this. But him laughing like that makes me suspicious. There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. Hey, so we'll have to deal with their testimony about the indictment next time. Jeez. I am kind of torn. I kind of think they're guilty, and I kind of think they could have did it just a little bit. I'm just finding it a little... The way he's acting just a little bit sus. But, like, the way they barged in kind of speaks volumes about their guilt anyway. Alright, guys, that's going to be it for this one. Guess we'll have to continue in the next one. Hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll see you later.